Okay, here was a great question that came in. The question was, I really like to find out what I really like doing. Well, that's a great question. When you're talking about business, how do you find out what you really like doing? Well, believe it or not, a friend of mine, Simon Bowen, he's a great consultant, a great thought leader, just a tremendous human being. He and I worked together on a process once called the Next Step. And the Next Step process, we actually worked on this. That you as a business owner, you as a speaker, you as a leader, you as a new individual coming into the workplace or the marketplace, how do you know what your next step is? What's the next step? I'm just going to outline a couple of steps to think about if you want to find out what it is you really enjoy doing that you're probably going to be really good at. And that is number one, what are your stories? What are the stories in your life? You know, we all have a past and we all have stories. And there are significant stories in your life that change the trajectory or the direction of your life if you think about it. When you were younger, maybe last week, maybe 20 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But think about 5 or 6 times in your life, stories in your life that changed the direction of your life. And why did that happen? Why did it change your direction? Maybe it was a tip somebody gave you. Maybe you had success doing something. Maybe you had some tragedies in your life that motivated you to do certain things with your life. Maybe you had bad health and that, and because you were told by doctors that your health would be bad forever, you made a decision to get healthy and you made yourself healthy and you've just taken that for granted, but it's something that changed your life and you really have a strong desire to help other people be healthy too. So number one, first thing is, what's your past tell you? Somewhere in your DNA, I believe, there's also a message. So if you look at all those stories, what's the message that keeps coming through? What's the lesson you keep learning? If God, the universe, the Great Spirit, whatever, is trying to deliver a message to you, what's the message if you looked at all those stories in your past? You may not have learned it yet, but you can be pretty clear what it's trying to teach you. It could be teaching you trust. Could be teaching you how to work in teams. Could be teaching you that you're a great leader. Could be teaching you about health. Could be teaching you a lot of things. You have a message in there somewhere inside to deliver. If you're watching a video from me, for sure you are, because all great inspirational leaders have messages. The message may be never give up. Maybe that's your history. Maybe the message inside of you is that you are capable of way more than you think you are. Maybe the message is that the only obstacle in your way is that little voice between your ears. Sound familiar? Whatever your message is, what have you been doing? What have you maybe even gotten good at? What's the message? And then the third step is, what is the environment in which you learned that message most recently, in a commercial environment, particularly if this is about business. Where have you learned this? I work with a young lady, and she came from a background where she had to work at a very early age. She helped support her family. That was kind of her background. Her message is to never give up and to just always strive for the best and don't let anybody take you down. And I said, so what environment did you learn that in? What have you been doing the last 5 years? Well, she goes, I've been in sales. I go, really? Have you been good in sales? Yeah, I'm pretty good in sales. I said, is it possible that maybe your topic of she wanted to be a trainer. Is it possible that your topic could be sales training? She goes, well, yeah, I could. I said, what's your message? Never give up. I go, good. Does that apply to selling? She goes, yeah, absolutely. Is it working hard and being disciplined? Yeah, well, absolutely. So that context, wherever you have spent your time, so what I'm saying is, it's your stories, it's your message, and it's what you become good at. What have you actually been doing that you've actually gained a certain level of expertise at, or you get really excited about learning? You start putting these combinations together, you're going to find out something you really love to do. And and then the rest of it is commercial. How you put a business together around it. Again, I teach tens of thousands of people all over the world how to be great speakers, facilitators, trainers, and leaders from that perspective. And that's kind of the process we take them through. But it's not just for teachers and trainers. This is for you to come to grips with whatever it is you're supposed to be doing. The bumblebee, our little bumblebee friend, is supposed to go get nectar to make honey. The honey is used for food and shelter. Okay? That's what it's supposed to do. Why? Because by doing that, it cross-pollinates, which is probably the bigger purpose of what the bee is supposed to do. The bee loves what it does. It does it every day. I don't know if it loves it, but it does it every day. So what's the thing that you're supposed to be doing? If the bumblebee's got a purpose of cross-pollinating, and it's supposed to go out and get honey, and we're supposed to go out and make money, okay, so what is it you're supposed to be doing? And just do it. Don't argue with it. Don't look for what's going to be my bliss. There's no bliss is your life. Okay, bliss is eating a big scoop of chocolate ice cream is a momentary bliss. Okay, but beyond that, bliss is your life. It's not, blissful every day, doing what I love doing. Well, I love doing what I'm doing, but there's days I hate doing what I'm doing because it's a business, and there's trials and there's errors, and that comes with it. But at the end of the day, you do something that you enjoy learning about. What do you enjoy learning about? Becoming an endless student about, and that you would do every day. If you could work for free, if money was not an object, what would you do? As long as it was adding value to other people's lives. That might be a good litmus test as well. But the people that are looking for, I'm not happy with this, I'm not happy with that, you may not be happy doing what you're doing because you're resisting something. Every spiritual guru has said that that resistance is suffering, suffering is resistance. So maybe you're resisting something. Maybe you're resisting being a better leader. Maybe you're resisting getting your finances together. Maybe you don't like numbers, but you like the business, and you don't like finances. Well, sorry, if you're going to be good in business, you better learn business and the language of business and financial statements and how to do that. Otherwise, you will suffer. So it could be you're resisting something if you're not happy with what you're doing. And I can't identify what that is for you, but as I say it, you probably already know it. And it could be as simple as you're resisting, get this, you're resisting a bigger game. You're resisting a bigger game. You've been used to playing small for a long time, and you've had opportunities to step it up, but your little voice says, I'm not good enough. I'm not ready for this. I don't know if I can do it, all that stuff. Rather than just saying, I'm going to take the jump, I'm going to take the risk, I'm going to get myself a great team of advisors, and I'm going to make the move. Then you don't have time to worry about whether you like it or not, because now you're in the flow. So again, this whole idea, I'm not happy with what I'm doing, I got to find what I love doing. It may be right in front of you. You don't have to go too far. You just don't really have to go too far. It's right in front of you. The question is, what are you resisting? What are you afraid of? May be the reason why it hasn't unblocked for you yet, okay? So hopefully that helps. It's a great question. By the way, it's not a question you just answer one time. It's a question that every day when you get up and you ask yourself, why am I doing this? You better have a good answer. I know I get up every day because my goal is to improve the quality of life, quality of living for everybody in this world by creating the best teachers, leaders, and facilitators, mostly leaders these days, and working with entrepreneurs that can help make that happen. And it gets me up every day because I have seen the impact of how that works and how many lives are impacted in a positive way. My only limitation, what I was resisting, as I was resisting building a team of trainers that could do it. I was doing it all by myself for many years. So about 10 years ago, I made that decision that I got to jump to the next level, stop resisting teaching this to other people. And now we have almost 500 of them around the world that are crushing it and helping change people's lives. So hopefully that helps. It's a bit of a rant, but right now the world needs leaders more than ever before, more than ever. You don't have to look far to know that. And I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying when in crisis, leaders emerge, and hopefully you're one of them. And hopefully listening to some of these videos, you're inspired to stand up and to present, to learn how to talk to people, to share your philosophy, to share your experience, to share your positive and negative experiences so that it helps other people. Like my friend Po Chung, who is the founder of DHL International, very large company. He said to me once, he says it is a societal responsibility for business people, for people that anywhere in business, if you've learned something, to teach it to someone else. That's how we all get better. So let's help get somebody get better today, okay? Be awesome.